Hello, you beautiful you. Welcome to class. This is exactly what it says on the title. It's a quick hip stretch. So the focus will be on hips all around. We don't need props. If you normally use blocks in your practice, do have them ready and nearby. Otherwise, when you're ready, meet me on the mat. We're starting laying on our backs. Easy peasy. Arrive here, bring the feet as wide as the mat and drop your knees in towards each other. Hands can rest on your body, either side of your torso, wherever feels more comfortable. And I just want you to take just a few moments here. Shedding away everything that doesn't serve you, that you don't need. Allowing your breath to slow down and deepen. And you can take this moment to scan through your body. Starting at the top of your head, moving all the way down towards your toes. Noticing any areas of tension, any areas where there might be discomfort. Without any judgment, there's no right or wrong. You're just here to observe what's happening right now. As you're breathing in and out. Together, we're going to take a big breath in all the way to the top. Hold. Sip a little bit more air in. And then let it go through pursed lips. All the way down, all the way till the end. Beautiful. Come back to your normal breathing, to your natural breathing. Bring your knees to point to the sky and then all the way towards your chest. You're going to give yourself a big hug, because why not? Nose towards your knees, you're gently rocking side to side, massaging your lower back. And then keep your knees in, release your head back down. We're going to bring our hands on top of our knees. We're going to start taking big circles here. So we're moving the knees apart from each other, in towards each other, and all the way back in towards your chest. And again. And in. Big circles here, starting to invite a bit of space, a bit of movement. We're going to reverse direction. So from your chest, you're going to send them forward, out to the side and back in. And again. Beautiful job. After your last one, bring your knees back into your chest. Now, guide them all the way towards your armpits. So both legs are on the sides of your torso. And from here, from the inside of your legs, you're either going to grab hold of your shins, of your ankles, or your heels. Wherever you reach, while maintaining your low back down on the floor. So if you're here but your back looks like this, then grab hold a little bit lower so that you can relax your whole spine down on the mat, okay? So we're in a variation of a happy baby. And by grabbing hold from the inside of our legs, we can allow our knees to splay a little bit wider and away from the torso. Really getting that nice stretch into our groin, into the inner thighs. And you can stay in stillness if that feels just perfect. Or you can rock side to side once again, if that feels good. Beautiful. Coming all the way back through center. If you were rocking, release wherever you're holding, bring your knees into your chest. You can roll over onto one side or roll yourself all the way up to seated and then forward into our tabletop position. Coming onto your hands and knees, we're gonna go back to circling. We're gonna start with a left leg. We're gonna keep it bent. We're gonna draw big circles with it. We're reaching it back in space, so we're gonna find that external rotation as it points out, comes in, and then you bring knee to knee. Beautiful job. You're still pushing through your hands, your arms are still extended. Very nice. We're gonna reverse direction. Same thing here, we're gonna open to the side. We're gonna find the internal rotation to reach it back, and then knee to knee. Beautiful. One more. Then reach your knee out to the side. Extend your leg, bring your foot down onto the floor. We're staying with our hips lifted. We're gonna take a few cat-cows. So your belly comes down towards the ground. You're opening your chest forward. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. A few more. Find your pace, find your rhythm here. Inhale for the gentle back bend. Exhale to really round your spine. One more. Exhale. We're finding a neutral spine once again. Now we're gonna slide our left leg all the way in towards the chest and then across our right. Right foot goes out to the side, so we're creating a space for our booty to sit back. Now we're in a cow face legs position. If this is too much, bottom leg, in this case your right leg, can extend. Just the top will be bent on top. You can of course be also on your foot and be here. So depending on your bone structure and your flexibility at this point, find the option that works for you. Whatever it is will be perfect. And then we're gonna add a side bend. So your left hand goes out to the side, your right arm all the way above your head. And as we add this side bend, we make sure both bum cheeks are pressing down on the floor. Breathe deeply. Inviting that sense of space, that sense of expansion into the body, into the hips, into the side. And then we're lifting all the way back up to seated. Now, if this feels enough, you can stay upright. If it feels okay, you can add a little fold here. Whatever that looks like for you. If you're seated upright, we're gonna meet back into a tabletop position with our left leg extending back. So you might want to release your legs and then come forward. If you're folding, it might feel nice from here to keep walking your hands forward and come back from in this position and extend your left leg back in your tabletop, okay? From here, knee towards your left upper arm, we're stepping our foot forward and as wide as the mat. Sending our hips to the front, this is where you might want to use your blocks if you're using them. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, send your hips back. And again, inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Two more, inhale. Exhale. Last one. We're holding it back this time. Now, bring your hands underneath your shoulders so that you can find a little bit more length through your spine. Your left hip will want to lift and come forward, okay? To take away any sensation from your hamstrings, the back of your left leg. So what we want to do is to send our left hip back, down, and then you can keep a slight bend into that left leg, heel digging down. Okay, spine is long here. You can come up onto your fingertips, onto your blocks, wherever you need. If you have the space, that it does not mean it's the better version in any way. But if you do have the space, you can also come down onto your forearms. Find the option that works for you, for your body in this moment. Big breaths. Very nice. Come up onto your hands if you weren't already. Come all the way forward as you're bending your left leg. Now we're in a lizard pose. Different options here as well. You can stay as you are. You can tuck your toes, lift your back knee. You can stay on your hands, on your blocks, or come down onto your forearms. Now, you can stay in stillness. I quite enjoy adding a gentle rock back and forward, but it's totally up to you. So as I guide you through this sequence, I want you to customize it for you, for what you need in this moment, which might be different from what you need next week when you're gonna retake this class. And that's the beauty of it. It feels like one of those books you remember when we were kids and we were reading those books that you could choose and then go to a certain page depending on the option that you picked. Ah, so much fun. This is what I wanted to be for you, this practice. Okay, whether you're on your hands or on your forearms, we're gonna walk them all the way towards our right in a diagonal line. Now, make sure your left knee doesn't travel with you. Instead, it tracks over your toes. Coming all the way back through center. We're gonna come up onto our hands if you wanna ready. We're gonna rock back and forward until we can step our right foot onto the outside of our right hand, dropping our hips down, finding our Malasana. Heels can be lifted. If you're using blocks, you can bring them underneath them. Press your hands together, lengthen your spine, open your chest. Big breath in, big breath out. Hands on the floor, lift your hips up, find a fold. And then drop the sitting bones back, Malasana. A few times like this. We lift to fold, we lower to Malasana. And again. And lower. We're gonna hold the fold now. We're gonna lift our hips, we're gonna hold here. We're gonna pedal our legs, bending one after the other. Very nice. Both heels towards the floor, head heavy. Slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing, up into your mountain. Roll your shoulders up, all the way down. Feet underneath your hips. Beautiful job. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, lengthen, bringing shoulders in line with your hips, and then a refold. Left foot steps back, reach your arms up, find a high lunge. Grab a hold of your left wrist and gently lean towards the right, adding a side bend that doesn't just target the side of your torso, it goes all the way down to the soles and hip flexors. Beautiful. Coming all the way back through center, release, hands to frame your foot, step back, downward facing dog. We pedal our legs. Beautiful. Bring both heels down, roll yourself forward, knees on the mat. We're gonna repeat it onto the other side. Now, right leg lifts behind. We're gonna keep it bent. We're finding those big circles. We reach it back. We find that external rotation, we drive it forward and back down. And again, you're pushing through your hands, your arms are extended. Very nice. We're gonna reverse direction, taking a few more. Beautiful. And then we're gonna bring our right knee out to the side. We're gonna extend our leg, foot down on the mat. A few cat cows here. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, round your spine. And again, inhale. Exhale. Gentle back bend, lifting your tailbone. Exhale, tucking it under as you round your spine. One last one. Exhale, all the way in. Beautiful. Recenter yourself. Now, like we did before, right knee will come all the way in towards our chest. We're gonna slide our leg all the way across. Left foot goes out to the side, creating the space for our booty to sit back. Once again, bottom leg can extend forward. Right foot can be on the floor for any modification you might need. From wherever you are, we're gonna add a side bend. This time, right hand out to the side, left arm all the way above your head. Both sitting bones, both bum cheeks are pressing down towards the mat. Beautiful. Lift yourself all the way back through center. You can stay seated upright if this feels enough, or you can add a little fold. For me, it's definitely a very little fold. For some, might feel that you can bring your head to the ground. For others, might feel best to stay a little bit more upright. And once again, each choice is valid as long as you're listening to your body and you're doing what works for you. There's so much power in that, in awareness of your body, of your needs. Same thing as before, you can lift up, unravel your legs and move into a tabletop. From here, you can also roll forward, release your leg, right leg will reach back behind. Right knee to right upper arm, step your foot forward and wide. Both hands on the floor or on blocks, inhale. Exhale, send your hips back. And again, inhale forward, exhale back. 2 more. Last one. We're holding it back, bringing our hands, our blocks underneath our shoulders so that we can keep our spine long. Right hip back and down. Right heel digs down. Right knee can be bent if needed. You can stay on your hands. You can come down onto your forearms. Find the option that works for you. We're looking for sensation into the hamstrings, into the back of our right thigh. Beautiful job. One more breath here. And then we're coming all the way back up, all the way to the front, bending our front leg. Option to stay here for your lizard, to tuck your toes and lift your back knee, to come down onto your forearms. Pick the option that works. Move to that page. Once again, you can stay in stillness. I like to add a gentle movement, a gentle rock back and forward. From wherever you are, hands on forearms, back knee lifted or not, we're gonna walk them all the way towards the left, top left, in a diagonal line we're moving. Right knee does not move with you. It keeps tracking over your toes, stays in the same position as it was a moment ago. So if that doesn't happen, that means you walked a little bit too far for now. So stay a little bit closer towards the center. We're bringing our hands back onto the mat, back through center. We're gonna rock back and forward until we can step our left foot onto the outside of our left hand, dropping our sitting bones down. Hands are pressing together, upper arm and elbows are pressing into your inner thighs for your Malasana. Big breath in. Full breath out. Hands on the floor, lift your hips and fold. And again, drop them down, Malasana. 2 more like this, lift. And lower. One last one, lift. And lower. We're gonna bring our hips up, finding our fold. We're gonna hold this down. We're gonna pedal our legs. Beautiful. Both heels down towards the floor, head heavy, neck relaxed as you're rolling all the way up to standing, bringing your shoulders up and all the way down. Bring your feet underneath your hips. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from your hips. Halfway up, lengthen, shoulders in line with your hips. And then hands on the floor, your right foot steps back. Reach your arms up towards the sky for your high lunge. Grab hold of your right wrist. Lean to the left. Nice side stretch. Beautiful job. We're coming all the way back through center. Hands frame your front foot. You're stepping back, downward dog. Pedal through your legs. Very nice. Bring your knees once again down on the mat. This time we're gonna face the long side. Now we're gonna come into frog pose. If you're quite sensitive, if your knees feel quite sensitive, you can either double up the ends of the mat to add a little bit more thickness, or you can bring towels or cushions, anything that you have nearby to protect a little bit more to support your knees. Once you're ready, so you can put pose and take a moment to set yourself if needed. Once you're ready, facing the long side of the mat from your tabletop, we're gonna walk one knee at a time out, and then maybe again, and then maybe again until you find your place for you, the one that works. You can stay onto your hands. You can come down onto your forearms. We're gonna very gently, it's a very subtle movement, rock back and forward for 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring our hips in line with our knees, your knees in line with your ankles, your toes pointing outwards. We're here for 10 big, long breaths. Now, just a reminder, if you feel any pain, if the discomfort is too uncomfortable, step away. Bring your legs a little bit closer or come away all the way from the pose. Take a moment, maybe try to attempt it again with a softer, closer stance. If it's a discomfort that you know you can breathe through, then breathe through it, stay here. But learn to recognize when it's pain or a discomfort that is not good, and some that you can just breathe through it, okay? You know your body better than anyone, so listen to it and act accordingly. We have a last 4 big breaths here. Last one. Beautiful. Start to come up onto your hands. Now, one knee at a time, very gently. You're going to bring it in, and then the opposite. You're going to bring it in, and then the opposite. Very gently. Move slowly. From your tabletop, face the front of the mat once again. Send your hips back and come into a child pose. Just a moment to reset here. If child pose doesn't feel right, maybe a kneeling position or a cross-legged seated. Slowly roll yourself up. You're going to bring your hips to one side, swing the legs all the way forward. Give them a little wiggle. Good legs. Now, right leg stays extended. You're going to lean to the right. You're going to bring your left heel towards your booty. If it feels too much for your knee, come to sit on a block. Elevate your pelvis, elevate your hips. You can also bring a thin towel between your thigh and your calf as well. So there are a couple of options that you can try to make this this shape a little bit more comfortable if it doesn't feel quite right. Right leg stays extended, hands will reach back. Now you can hold here. We're looking for sensation at the front of our left thigh, so into our hip flexors and quads. If this is enough, you can stay. If you're looking for something a little bit more, then you can come down onto your forearms. Before moving any lower, if you're looking for something more, then add a tuck of your tailbone under. So finding a posterior tilt of your pelvis will heighten the sensation already. This might be enough. You can stay, or you can lower all the way down to lay on your back, keeping still that gentle tuck under. Very nice. We're taking a few breaths here. Bring your focus to your breath over and over. Very nice. If you're laying on your back, slowly make your way up onto your forearms. From your forearms all the way up onto your hands. And then before moving away from this shape, keep that internal rotation into your left leg and start to fold forward your right. So keep your spine long here. If you need to come halfway up a couple of times to lengthen, and focusing on bringing more your belly towards your thigh instead of your head towards your knee. Very nice. Roll yourself all the way back, up to seated, lean to the right, extend your left leg forward, give it a little wiggle. And then left ankle on top of your right leg, hands behind. You're gonna bend your right leg, bringing your legs closer in towards your chest for a figure four. Now you choose your depth. Your right foot can be a little bit more forward. We're looking for sensation onto the outer hip, all the way perhaps to your glutes. You can feel it on the left side. Once again, you can find complete stillness here. I quite like to rock it side to side a little bit. I like to add little gentle movements. Very nice. Release your legs. Once again, little wiggle. We're gonna lean to the left, right heel towards your booty. If you removed it, grab a hold of the block if you were sitting on top of it. And from here, we're gonna lean back onto our hands, assess your feelings, assess the sensations, and then if needed, you can lower down onto your forearms. If needed, tuck your tailbone under, find that motion to heighten the sensation, and then from there, you can also lower down onto your back. We take a few deep breaths here. Slow it down and finding that focus to your breath, using it as an anchor. If you were down onto your back, start to lift yourself back up onto your forearms, from your forearms to your hands, and then all the way up. We're gonna keep the internal rotation into our right leg, and we're gonna fold forward our left. Now, once again, you can take a few moments to fold forward. You can find that halfway lift a couple of times to find length through your back before holding your fold for a couple of breaths. Beautiful. Slowly roll yourself all the way back up. Lean to the left, extend your right leg forward. Give it a little wiggle. Right ankle on top of your left thigh. Lean your hands back. Lean onto your hands towards the back. And then bend your left leg. Figure four. You can stay still or find that gentle rock side to side. As you might know, if you've taken some of my classes, even bar classes, because I bring this even in the cool down. This is one of my absolute favorite stretches. Figure of four, laying down, seated, in all forms. It's just so good. It just feels very nice. Hopefully it's the same for you. Beautiful. Release your legs long. One last time. We're finding a gentle wiggle. Bringing our hands behind us one last time. Soles of the feet on the floor, wide as the mat. We're gonna drop them side to side for windshield wipers. Very nice. See if you can bring your thighs, your legs all the way down towards the floor, finding that internal, external rotation through both legs. One last one. Bring them back through center. Find a seated position. You can, of course, come down into your Shavasana if you prefer. Big breath in together. Full breath out. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here. Well done for showing up for yourself and taking the time to stretch. And I am so looking forward to see you in the next class.